fellow bookworms to Tibra's Den. My name is Whitney, and I have another Throwback Thursday for you guys, which I absolutely love these videos. I hope you guys do too. And currently, we are working our way through my horsey books that I still have on my shelf. I was a huge horse girl growing up, and I have a lot of the horse books still. And so, yeah, that's what we're currently doing. This week, we read Summer Pony by Jean Slaughter Doty, I want to say is how you pronounce her last name, or Dottie. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's Doty, though. And I really enjoyed revisiting this book and enjoyed it just as much as I did when I was a kid. So I'm going to talk about this in just a second. But as always, if you're returning, you know the drill. If not, if you're new here, I like to just remind you of all the different things we have going on this channel. We do a book of the month discussion every Monday. We're currently finishing up Obsidian Butterfly by Laurell K and really enjoying that book. It is never too late to join us for Book of the Month, so if you're interested in any of those videos, check them out. There is a playlist. Um, and basically, I do discussion questions. We break the books down into chapter sets over the 4 weeks in the month. And then I do discussion questions on each of the chapter set. So you can join us at any time, pick up the book, and then reference those videos. Really, really enjoy those videos. I also do a weekly read every Wednesday. I just pick one of the shorter books on my shelves. I'm trying to make my way through them and decide what to keep and what to, you know, have move on. And so I just pick a book, read it within the week, and then give my thoughts on it the next week. We also do a series Saturday. We're currently making our way through the Dresden Files. I might be taking a little bit of a break for the next couple weeks. We are a quarter of the way through, and I'm just not as excited as I was in the beginning. I'm still really enjoying them when I'm reading them, but in between, I'm not as excited. And I am hosting Thanksgiving this year, and so I have some extra stuff going on, and so I might be taking a little bit of a break. And then also bonus videos pop up. The introduction for the book of the month for December should have been out on Tuesday. And then we are doing the ABC author challenge, so those videos pop up here and there. They're not really regularly scheduled, though I've been putting them out pretty regularly on Fridays. And that's been so much fun. Definitely check out those videos. I have 2 out already and then 2 more to edit and put out. This past weekend, I had my husband go. I was looking for like a bookish advent calendar and was just struggling to find what I wanted that was in a good price range. And so I decided to make my own. And so he got 25 books. So I'll be opening a book a day all up until Christmas. And that video should come out the end of December or the beginning of January. And so while we were there, he did that and then came and got me after he was done. And I went and got some more books for my author challenge. So I'm up to Q now and just really enjoying that. I've read the first 3 books in the series, and so far I'm 3 for 3 as far as enjoyment, and I'm just jumping into the 4th one. So that's been a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying that challenge. If you go to my website, there all the rules are there. There's an author version, a book version, and then an extreme version. So a lot of fun with that. But let's go ahead and talk about Summer Pony. So last week, reading Misty's Twilight by Margaret Henry, who is the author of Misty of Chincoteague. That one, I don't know, I just didn't really enjoy it as an adult. And even as a kid, I didn't really gravitate to that one a whole lot. Like, I liked having it on my shelf, and it would make me smile because it would make me think of Misty of Chincoteague. And I read that story. I didn't have it on my shelf, but I had read it and really enjoyed it. Um, so I would just think about that one and kind of smile, but it wasn't one I gravitated to a lot. And as an adult, I really just didn't enjoy it. I think it was almost a little too fast paced looking back at it now that I read this one. And I just didn't think that substance was there. And so there wasn't that depth to really engage with the characters or the horse because it was just going so fast. Which I understand why it did, but I didn't enjoy that. And so this one, Summer Pony, I gravitated towards this one a lot, especially when I was at the point where I really wanted a horse of my own, and it looked like it was maybe a possibility. I reread this one constantly, and I know I picked it up as an adult before as well and enjoyed it. And then when I read it this week, I really enjoyed it. But basically, it follows Ginny, and she, dreams of a pony of her own, and her parents end up renting a pony for her for the summer. And so she's like, what kind of pony am I gonna get? Is it gonna be a chestnut, or, this or that? And they end up at this really rundown farm where the horses are not very well taken care of. And there's only two options for her. So she sees one that looks beautiful, so she wants to go get that one, and it's a young stallion, and he's kind of aggressive. And so there's only one other option for her. So she's really disappointed. This little mare just looks so run down, super skinny, dirty, not beautiful. She has different colored spots, like she's white with brown spots, and has like a black tail and a forelock and then a white mane. Like, she just doesn't see her as beautiful. She has one brown eye, one blue eye. She thinks she's blind. And so she's just really, really disappointed. But she figures, no, it's only for the summer, and at least having a pony is better than having no pony at all. And I really like that aspect of it, because it also talks about, she talks about one of the girls that has this beautiful pony, and how she's probably not very nice, and that girl actually comes and befriends her because she wants somebody to ride with. And she's actually very, very nice. So even though her parents are more well off and have all these beautiful horses, and she has a beautiful pony of her own, like, she's super nice. And I like that aspect of the story, because it just goes to show, like, you shouldn't judge based on looks alone, um, or what you perceive somebody as. Because the horse, wasn't very beautiful, but ends up being a really good horse, and she ends up being able to jump her, and go to a show and such. Um, and then she makes this friend who she thought was just kind of snooty and stuck up because she had money and a beautiful horse, never really talking to her or giving her a chance at all. And so I really like that aspect, and it kind of, you see her, as she's bonding with this horse, she's kind of changing her mind, even though she still kind of doubts herself and the horse, especially when they go to the show, their first show, and there's all these beautiful ponies. And then, she's like not used to all the clothing or anything like that. She normally rides her little pony bareback in jeans and just a shirt. Um, and so I really like that aspect, because the character kind of grows and matures in that aspect. And then the same thing, like, they realize they don't know a whole lot about horses. Like, there's a couple incidences, um, with the pony, where they just kind of make some silly mistakes, because they just don't know any better. And so she's learning about horses and how to properly care for them as well. And it kind of made me mad, because, like, as far as like taking care of the hooves and like the bridle and such, she didn't have a clue, and the guy who rented her the pony didn't do any sort of educating. But of course, he wasn't taking care of like the hooves and such anyway on his own. So it's kind of frustrating, because it's like, he had the responsibility to let him know certain things, and he didn't. So it was nice that the other girl came and befriended her, because she was able to learn a lot from her. And then their trainer, he really helped her out a lot as well. So it's just, I mean, it's really short, but it's super enjoyable, and it has a happy ending, because of course at the end she ends up falling in love with the horse and doesn't want to return it after summer ends. But just really enjoyable. And I think, whether you're young or old, anybody who loves horses and ever really dreamt of having their own horse would enjoy this book. It is pretty simple, but like I said, it really brought all that nostalgia back to me, when I was that age, and wanting my own horse. So I really enjoyed that. But if you never read it, I say go ahead and check it out, especially if you have a young daughter who loves horses, or even a young son who is really into horses. I think either or if you were a crazy horse girl that really dreamed of having your own horse and dreamed what kind of horse you would get to. I think it's really enjoyable, and it does have some illustrations in it, which are really cute. So this is when she's at the little farm meeting the horse for the first time, and she's all kind of disappointed. And just cute little illustrations like that. I really actually like the illustrations. I like this style of illustrations, and then that's when they get her home. And so yeah, just a lot of fun. We're going to be reading some more horse books over the next couple weeks, so I definitely hope you will stick with me and continue to watch these Throwback Thursdays as I revisit some of my favorites. Next week, though, we're actually going to be reading The Giver. I got a tickle on my nose, excuse me. So we're going to be reading The Giver since it is going to be Thanksgiving. That is one I read in school, which I think a lot of us did. And I just fell in love with that one, which I know, there's a lot of people that are a big fan of The Giver. And so that one kind of gives me Thanksgiving vibes. And so I'm going to be reading that one this week. And then, of course, next week is Thanksgiving. So that video will come out on Thanksgiving. And yeah, I'm really excited to reread that one and talk about that one. So I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys here. Happy reading, everyone. Bye.